Welcome to this Workout Wednesday. My name is Roseanne, and I'll be guiding this full body Pilates class with a chair and a small set of hand weights if you have them. You don't need them for this practice, but they can add a little extra resistance. You could also get soup cans for the upper body portion if you'd like for class. So we'll begin in front of our chairs. Feet parallel distance, press them into the earth, roll the shoulders back. So 2 more shoulder rolls. And arms circle up overhead. Interlace the fingers, make a basket for your head and press it back into the hands and release. Press the head back and release. Just a few times. Let's do 3, 2. Last one. Keep a bit of a press here and then lift up through the upper spine. Lift the heart toward the ceiling and return. Heart up and return. Continue to extend through the upper back, keeping the rest of the body still. Inhale over. Exhale, return. Let's do 3, depending on your pace. 2. Last one. Nice. Now the hands can stay behind the head or they can come to the hips. Okay? From here with a long spine, pivot forward, hinge at the waist. Press through the feet as you rise. It's like a straight-legged deadlift. Hinge and press up. This whole time, pressing the head gently into the hands. Trying to keep the hips in line with the legs. Let's do 3, 2. Use the exhale to help you rise. The last one. Lovely. Now hinge. Hands come to the chair. And round through the spine. And arch. So here we have our cat-cow with hands on chair. See how this feels. Can have a little knee bend here as well. Maybe you focus on the upper spine opening. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Enjoy this part of class before we speed things up or make things more challenging. Last time, round, arch, and then find neutral as you press the hands into the chair a little more deeply. And then allow the shoulder blades to come toward one another on the back, and then press away. So again, shoulder blades, draw in, press away. So it's like there's a pencil between the shoulder blades and you're trying to squeeze it. Let's do 5. Head in line with spine. 4, 3, 2. The last one. Lovely. Just to warm up the shoulders here. Now that left knee, bend it and make some circles from the hip. There's 3 in this direction. So 1 more. And reverse. Big circle. Notice how your hip feels today. The last one. Nice. Now open out to the side as if you're a puppy peeing and return. Leg open, squeeze the bottom and return. As you squeeze the bottom, see if you can keep the hips nice and level. As if there was a glass of wine on your back and you wanted to keep it from spilling. We have 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, strong exhale as you lift that leg, and then return and kick the sole foot to the sky and knees in alignment. Kick toward the sky and return. And again, try to keep the rest of the body still. Use the exhale for the press. Inhale to return. 5, 4, 3. Make this work for you. Get that squeeze. 2. Last one. Lovely. Now lengthen that leg. Toes can tap and then lift. Tap and lift. If you'd like, extend the right arm. Okay. And if need be, that left hand can come a little more to the center of the chair. Okay. For stability. Okay. And keep that arm nice and long and lifted. Upper arm, if you can get it in line with the ear. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, lift. Good. Feet underneath you here, round and roll up through the spine, arms reach overhead. Interlace those fingers, maybe the opposite thumb that feels comfortable on top. And again, hands behind the skull, not the neck, but the skull. A little inhale as you lift up and over and return. Up and over and return. 3, 2. Last one like this, up and over. And then return to neutral and hinge at the waist. Hands release to that chair, opposite side. So that right leg, bend it and circles one direction. One more this way. And reverse. Let's do one more in this direction. Nice. Open the knee and close. Out to the side and return. Use that exhale out to the side, inhale, return. We have 5, 4, 3. Can you lift a little higher? 2. Last one, lift, lift, lift. Return, flex that ankle, and then kick sole of foot to the sky and return. Continue here. And get that squeeze through the back of the leg. Strong, smooth motion. 4, 5, 4, 3. Nice slow pace here. 2. And final time. Kick it back, lengthen that leg. Toes can tap and lift the leg. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Maybe extend that left arm. That right hand can come a little more to the center of the chair if it needs. And see if you can just get some height in that left arm. Open up the shoulders. 4, 3, 2. The last one. Feet side by each, hands on the chair, then roll up through the spine, arms circle overhead. Hands to heart center here. That left leg will step back, long, long, long stride. If you'd like to have the hands on the chair, that's also a nice option. I'll model that here or at heart center. Lengthen the lead leg and bend. Lengthen and bend. We have 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Now bend that right knee richly and stay in the lunge. You could also lower the back shin. Okay. Take those arms in behind. Okay. And then reach them forward to any degree. Reach them far back. Slice the air and forward. Getting into that front glute as we continue to move through the upper body, exploring mobility and breath. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, keep the arms back there. Perhaps make fists with the hands. Bend at the elbows and lengthen. So this is practice when we have the weights. Bend and lengthen. And still get some work here without them though, with a nice squeeze back of the upper arm. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Stretch it back. Now, bend that left arm, punch it forward, and then switch. Punch the right arm forward. As you reach that back arm behind you, lengthen it. So everything bends, everything lengthens. Everything bends, everything lengthens. That front glute will be burning. Front leg. Let's do 2 more. Last set here. Nice. Hands to that chair, step forward. Maybe shake it out a little bit. And that right leg will then go back. Okay, I know that was a small break. Right leg goes back. Lengthen and bend. That new front leg, hands on chair or hands in prayer. Find that press through that front foot and the ball of the back foot. This variation of the lunge, the back leg is long and strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. And then return to that lunge. Again, the back knee could come down for this. So you can focus on upper body. Okay. Or stay in that high lunge. Arms can reach back and forward. Reach it back and forward. We'll focus on mobility of upper body and some swimming variations to the chair today. This will help us here. We have 5, 4. Find some strength and power in those arms. 3. Smooth motion. 2. Last one, reach back, make fists with the hands, bend the elbows and lengthen the arms, bend and return. See where you can find some ease in the upper body, or in the neck rather, neck and face. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, arms reach back, then bend that right arm, punch it forward, and then switch left arm forward, right arm back. With a lengthening at the end, or at the back, with the back arm. Get some tricep activity there, back of arm activity. We have 5 more sets here. 4, 3, 2. One more. Nice. Hands to the chair this time. Step back with the left leg. You might need to adjust a little here. And find your plank. Rock on the toes. Press into the fingers, finger pads. And then knees can come down. Stretch over that chair for just a moment. And then hands land on the ground, lower onto your belly. That chair, kind of slide it away from you so the arms are long. Okay, hands or palms can be on the chair legs. Let's lower the head all the way down. Okay, and slide that right arm up the chair and lower. The left arm slides up the chair and lowers. See how high you can get. You'll be able to feel maybe the chair seat. It's okay if you don't, but maybe all the way up to the chair seat while trying to keep the weight level across the pelvis as you tuck the pubic bone toward the earth. What we're doing with the arms here is so good for our posture. Pressing on that chair with the hands as they slide up. See how that feels. Nice. And then you can clasp the chair with the hands. They can be low, or if you'd like more kind of opening in the shoulders, they could also be high. Okay. Lift the right leg and then the left one. You could also hover the opposite foot as you do this, kind of a slow swim, or completely kind of release the opposite leg and set it down if you need. Okay. Or kind of active here, lifted. Let's do 3, 2, stretch those legs. Last one, and lower. Good work. And slide down back to the earth here. And lift up through the upper spine and lower. Lift up through upper spine and lower. The hands can just slide on the ground. Let's do 3, 2. Last one, lift and lower. We'll return to some of those elements later. Let's slide those hands in, press them into the earth to find a tabletop. And let's tuck the toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog. And then walk the feet in toward the hands. Hands can walk forward too. And hands arrive on that chair, halfway lift here. And then we're in a great position to take one of those weights behind the left knee to start, if you want to even use one. Okay? And if you have soup cans, you'll just leave that out, okay, for now. The soup cans can be for the upper body only. Okay? Let's give that squeeze, and with that left leg, and then circle it. Circle it. So you kind of probably know where we're going here. Same things we were doing earlier, but with a weight. Circle opposite way. Last one. Nice. And then that donkey kick the sole of the foot toward the sky. You're gonna have to really squeeze that weight. And then return. Continue here. To really, really squeeze. Can always set the weight down if it's too much. Let's do 5, 4, 3. Use that exhale. It's gonna protect low back. 2. Last one. Nice. Draw that knee in toward you so that right hand can take the weight out. You need to slide that left hand a little closer to center of chair, do so. Okay. Lengthen out that left leg and maybe the right arm you don't like this, the hands could be on the chair, okay? Lower the toes and lift. Lower and lift. Here I'm modeling the arm long and still, okay? Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. Keep the leg lifted. Arm can lower and lift. Lower and lift. If you'd like, you could set the back toes on the earth, okay? And focus more on the arm. Okay? 5, 4. Active back leg. 3, 2. The last one. Nice. Set the weight on the chair just for a moment as you lower that back leg that may have been shaking. Okay. Let's do a little bend to straight with the right leg. Bend to straight. Working hard. This is not easy. Okay. Last time here, bend that leg, take those weights. We're going to be on fire here. Stay in the lunge. That back knee could always lower. Arms reach back. And just a shoulder in line with the shoulders. We have 5, 4, 3, 2. The last one, reach back. And you guessed it, bend the elbows and return. Bend and return. Focus on the back portion of the squeeze here. I'm right there with you. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. The last one, reach the arms back. Then bend that left elbow, punch the arm forward if you're able. Okay, and then switch. Maybe you want to set the weights down back on the chair and do this. We have 4, 3, 2. One more. Nice. Weights on the chair. Plank. Oh my gosh. Rock on the toes. On the toes. Knees find the earth, however you want to get there. Hands on the earth. Step back into a plank. On the earth, you're on the hands, and lower, lower, lower onto your belly. Yes. And chair. Might need to scooch away again. Let's focus on the left arm and the right leg. That standing leg for a little bit, okay? Right leg and left arm lift and lower. And get that slide along the chair with that left hand. If you'd like to add a back extension, you can extend as the arm and leg lift and then lower. Extend and lower. Let's do 5, 4. Keep the leg long. 3. It's going to want to bend. 2. Level weight across hips. Last one. See how high you can lift? Lift, 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 lift. And return down to the earth. Okay, so that right glute's hopefully really, really burning here. Okay, press into the hands. Maybe you lift the knees. Walk yourself forward Bend the knees as much or as little as you need. Hands to that chair again. Let's take the weight behind, sorry, I'm like laughing, behind the right knee. This is like torture, okay? It's good torture though. And make circles at the hip on that tired leg. I've got this new fresh standing leg. Will also be working. Reverse directions. One more. And then open and return. Open and return. Think about how good you'll feel after. Maybe you're even having fun right now. 5, 4, 3, 2. Press through that standing leg to stay stable. Last one, open. Return, then kick sole of foot to sky. And return knee side by each. Let's continue here. Ooh, this is where it's the tough one to get that squeeze. My weight almost slipped too. Get that squeeze. With or without weight, really. All right. A lot we can do with our body weight. Let's do 5, 4, 3. Deepen the squeeze. 2. You got this. Last one. Then knee draws in. Maybe you adjust that right hand to more center of chair if you need. Left hand clasps that weight. And either weight comes to chair or it comes out in front. That right leg lifts. Tap the leg or tap the toes and lift the leg. Continue here. This is a challenging one. You could go back to a bent leg. Let's do 5. Long, strong left arm. 4, 3, 2. Get the top of that lift if you can. Last one, leg lifts or it can lower. Okay? And the left arm comes down a little and back up. Down just a little and up. Hopefully the left leg's starting to burn too now. It's standing leg. 5, 4. Ribs integrated toward pelvis. You draw them in a little. 3, 2. Last one. Lift, lift, lift. Nice. Set that weight down just for a moment and lower that right ball of foot if you weren't already there. Adjust your stance for the lunge position. And let's support ourselves with the chair to lengthen and bend just a few times. Find your breath here. Let's do 4, 3, 2. Last one, lengthen and rebend. Again, option to set that back shin down. Focus on the arms, okay? Take those weights. Here we go. Arms reach back and either forward part way or all the way, you decide. But keep strong and long your body. Oh, this side's harder. Sometimes it's harder to do the next side. We have 5, 4, 3, 2. The last one. Those arms stay back there. Bend the elbows and straighten the arms. Bend to straight. Widen across the clavicles if you can. The shoulders are trying to slouch in toward one another. Kind of like pull in toward the chest. See if you can broaden. 5, 4, 3, 2. The last one, reach. And then the right knee, elbow bends and punch it forward. Punch the arm forward, then opposite arm. Woo! Lengthen both arms at the top here. How about you? It's taking a lot of focus. We have 5. Oh, moly. Okay, 4, 3, drive through that back heel. 2. Last round here. And then weights to the chair. Oh my gosh, might you scooch that back leg in a little and then find a plank. And maybe a forearm plank this time, just to switch it up. Okay. Pause for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees can lower, hands can slide onto the cushion of the chair or chair seat as you reach back, and then hands arrive on the earth as you find the belly again. Scooch that chair forward. Make sure your weights aren't going to fall off. Scooch that chair forward. Palms press in on that chair. Lower the forehead for now. And take that right arm, reach it long, reach the left leg. Yeah, arm and leg. And you could stay with this, or you can lift through the upper body. Upper body. If you're shaking like I am, I gotta teach a version of this tonight. I'm already worried about it. Let's do 3. 2. That's gonna be even harder than this though. Even longer. And last one, lift. And release. Good work. You're up for a little challenge here. Can slide both hands up the chair as you lift your upper spine and then lower. Lift and lower. If this doesn't serve, you take a regular back extension, maybe with hands on the earth, helping you to find that mobility in the upper spine. Press the toenails heavy into the mat or the earth. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. The last one, lift, maybe a little swimming with the arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both arms reach and lower down. Hands press into earth. Find your version of the plank here. And then walk, walk, walk forward. And hands on the chair, halfway lift and fold. Take those weights in your hands. Maybe you slowly roll up or bend the knees and come to stand, whatever works best for your back. And then turn toward me. Palms face your camera here. And then arms open and returns. It's like a big circle here. Circle the arms. Out and up. Finding your breath. Knowing partial range of motion is great. And then your shoulder health. You do what you can. Let's do 4, 3, 2. Last one. Reach arms overhead. Then bend the elbows. And press your knuckles straight up to the sky. Show me those muscles. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Nice. Bend those elbows, turn the palms in to face your head, open the arms and close. You could do this at shoulder height. Okay, it works the shoulders more, but sometimes it gets into the neck for some people, right? So if you're still working on that, maybe the arms a little lower, okay, or right into your sides, a little more in front, whatever works. But it's bicep curl. We're focused on that muscle that we all see in the arm. Let's do 5. You can give the head a little release here. 4, 3, 2. The last one. Nice. Bend those elbows and draw them in toward your sides and press away. Let's do 4, 3, 2. The last one. Nice. Arms into your sides. Turn toward your chair again. Step back with that right foot into a lunge. Okay. And lengthen the lead leg and bend. Lengthen and bend. More for the triceps here. You can bend the elbows. And then each time you lengthen the leg, you reach those arms long. More for triceps. We're going to burn them out here. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Nice. Perhaps bend that lead leg and pop the back right toes off the earth. Just for a moment here. Palms toward your body, and then bend the elbows and return. Trying to squeeze that pencil again between the shoulder blades. Back toes could be down if you'd like. Let's do 5, 4, and strength through center. 3, I just turned mine back on. 2, it's like, oh, it's not on. Last one. Nice. Set those weights down. Come to stand, hands behind the head. Arch over and return. Arch and return. So we can catch our breath for 3 while getting a nice back extension. 2. Remembering to press that head back into the hands. Last one. Good. Take those weights again. Step back with that left foot this time. Let's start moving the leg first. Lengthen and bend. Lengthen, bend. Lengthen and bend. Bend those arms as well. And the next time the leg goes long, stretch the arms back and return everything to bend. Straight to bend. Trying to see if that knee will track alignment with the second and third toe. If not, maybe you lower the back knee. Just focus on arms. This kick back. Okay. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Nice work. Now, bend the lead knee so you can pop the back toes off if you want to even lift them. Chair might be in your way. Palms face the body. Okay. And then bend the elbows and return. Just a few rows here. This challenging position. With or without weight. Toes down, whatever you got. 4. Wow. 3, 2. Lift that back leg. I'm not, but lift it. Last one. Woohoo! And set those weights on the chair. Very good. Actually, let's bring those weights to the earth. My apologies. To the earth. And turn around. You might like to sit down at this point. Have a seat for just a moment here. Hands on the chair. Hopefully you have a deeper chair than me. I don't have a lot of room to model this, but There's a variation where we can have a little elbow bend and return. So if the triceps are really done, so you've already done a lot with them, maybe you're here. Or hands and cup the chair seat here, lift the bottom, okay? And then you've guessed it, bend to straight. And you don't have to go very low, okay? I want to keep the integrity of the shoulders. Keep them open. Focus on the press up, the press. Some people might do this with legs long. You have to have kind of heavy chair to do that. Okay, so it doesn't tip. And it's much more challenging. You can always add that if you repeat this class. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Have a seat on the chair. Circle those arms or those shoulders. circle the shoulders. You can tell when the instructor's tired. And so like I said earlier, I'm right here with you. Arms can reach up and hands to heart. You could start to stretch right here or an extra challenge, although we're pretty burned out already. This is long back stretch. It's a little awkward. What I want you to do is place your chair on the mat because it's less likely to slip. Okay. So if you have hopefully you have a nice grippy mat. If not, maybe just watch how to do this. Okay. It's gonna be done with blocks with hands on the floor as well. So those fingers wrap around the chair seat a little bit here. Okay. Lift those hips up. Okay. Lower the hips as you bend the elbows. Lift the bottom as you lengthen the legs. It's like you're making this little circle. Okay. And this will get into your triceps more. It's a little awkward. Long, deep breathing here. Maybe exhale when you press up. One more in this direction. Nice. And this time, bend the elbows, drop the bottom a little, and then lift as you lengthen the arms. Bend the arms, lower the tush a little, and then lift it up as you lengthen the arms. Let's do 3, 2. The further you walk up this feet, the harder it is, but mine aren't very far. Last one. Oh my gosh. Have a seat if you can even get to your seat. And maybe you can lift that right arm up into the air and bend the elbow, take the back of the arm. Okay. Could do this seated or standing. We're done all the work. Good job. How am I going to make it through tonight? I don't know. Got lots more. Lots more. Let's try the other arm. That one's a full hour class. All kinds of goodies in it. Good. That right arm might reach across like so. You can do this seated too. And draw the shoulder back into its socket. That means it kind of comes, so even though you're reaching left, the shoulder draws back to the right, just a little bit. And then switch, other arm sweeps across and draws back into its socket. We got a good workout today. I felt that. I did. And release that and reach those arms back. Could also press in on the chair, depending kind of on the width of your chair, if this feels nice. It's a little bit of work too for the arms, just a little bit. And then reach the arms further back, roll through the arm bones here from the shoulder. Hands to your sides. You can take the head over in one direction. And then opposite side. Just a few times. And then we'll get into low body a little bit. Head to neutral, stack the vertebra of the neck, maybe one shoulder roll. And that right leg, flex through the ankle. Okay. Take the leg across the left one. Keep that ankle flexed. Okay. This is your figure 4 except seated. You could also sit closer to the edge of the chair. Okay. And then lean forward. That will likely intensify things. So you can decide how much lean you want today. So you press firmly through left foot. No forcing with the hand. Okay, that can lead to hypermobility, beyond what really your body wants to do. Keep it integrated here. The rest of my hands here, I just thought of that, how some people do that. Stay away from that kind of forcing with stretch. Soften through upper body. Don't need it here. And then sit up nice and tall. You can either take this leg and have them side by side, like so, okay, or cross it fully. Okay, the legs can walk over to the left. Okay, and then rotate to the right. Maybe open up right arm to stretch across the pecs here. Another breath in. Exhale to return the torso to center. Walk that left foot back in. Uncross. Before we do the other side, let's heel toe, the feet wide. Okay, and fold forward. Could be hands on thighs. Okay, not on the knees, but on the thighs, or hands to the earth for block. Hang out in the fold. This will stretch the inseams of the legs. One more breath in. And then exhale, help yourself up here. Hands to thighs, roll up through the spine. Ooh. Heel toe, the feet back in. That left leg will go long, flexed ankle, cross the ankle. Okay. Keep everything active. Press your right foot, lean. My hands might be here, but they're not doing anything. Hopefully your breath is lengthening out. Start to unwind. Inhale fully. Exhale. Another breath in. And exhale to sit up and either legs side by side or fully crossed. And walk legs over to right. Rotate left. Again, without force, even though I have my hand here, not pressing into it. Okay, not very much at all. It's nice and light. Being honest about the stretch. Where my body wants to be today, listening to the body. Stretch that left arm longer. Around 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale, return to center. Again, wide legs. Fold. And then again, use the hands as assistance. Roll up through spine. It might be deeper to do a standing stretch for the hamstrings, but you can also do a seated one. So I'll show you that today. So you might need to walk in that left leg a little. You'll need to be near the edge of your chair seat. So as long as it's not a tippy one, you can try this. Okay. That right leg can go long and lean toward it. Okay. So this same thing, same shape, right here. Flex through those right toes. Work to the back of the leg a lot. And return, opposite side. Long left leg with flexed ankle. Explore the lean and kind of like angles of your body here, of the leg. It's so good to stretch. So I'm glad you're still watching this video or using this video, getting the stretch in, or even stretching on your own on the mat. Taking some time though to cool down. Return. And you can face me here and take a stretch for the quad, the front of the leg. You could use the chair as a support in any way you'd like. I'm going to show you something in a minute. But first, you could just take that. It's probably your left ankle, okay? The ankle closest to the chair. You could take it, okay? Press the leg forward, the pelvis forward. Also pressing the hand into the ankle pressing back, okay? Another way we could do this is the opposite. You're actually on the opposite side. You could take that left leg onto the chair and do the opposite side. This is a different way to use the chair. That's all. I love the chair. Let's do a few more breaths, opening that shoulder of the stretching leg. Nice. Release that and go to the opposite side. Maybe you try the leg closest to the chair first. Woo, just for equanimity here. We did a little bit of that. Okay. Or maybe you're choosing to put that shin onto the chair, do the opposite leg just for fun. If someone has like an ankle issue, right, they could do a standing stretch this way if it's on one ankle. I have some ankle issues in a class right now, so we're exploring the chair as a tool for them to take some weight off the ankle in different ways. Another stretch in a moment. Inhale, rather. Exhale, release. Face that chair. Hands can drape over the back of the chair or onto the chair seat. And roll up through the spine, arm circle. Hands perhaps to prayer. Thank you for this class. And I hope that I will see you soon. Every other Wednesday is when I post the Pilates class. So there's a workout or a list called Workout Wednesdays that you can access. And then there's yoga every Friday, sometimes gentle and more somatic, other times more active. But nice way to balance out your practice. Your active practice is with something more introspective and also calming for your nervous system. So you can check out the channel and I'll see you soon.